Zoom. We'll just do a roll call on who is in attendance. So we'll start with Dean.
Here.
Bailey,
Here.
Emilio,
Here.
Doug,
Here.
Al,
Here.
Betsy,
Here.
Jack here. Okay. Town of Walpole request for determination of applicability, Conservation Commission public hearing in accordance with Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Wetlands Protection Act. Town of Walpole Wetlands Protection Bylaw. Notice hereby given the intent Wall Street Development to determine if land located at map 19, lot 183 Pinnacle Drive is land formerly associated with a historic mill complex and therefore not subject to the regulations as work in the riverfront area. Plans are in file at the Conservation Commission office. Public hearing on the above matter will be held at Walpole Town Hall or via virtually accessible video on November 4th, 2020, beginning at 7:30 p.m. Contact Al Hershey at walpole@maa.gov. 508-660-7253 for Zoom information. All interested persons are requested to be present. Hearing's been opened and continued. Have we heard anything from the applicant?
All right. Yes, I received an email from Lou Petrosi, Wall Street Development, requesting a continuance to the next available meeting, which would be July 14th.
All right. What we got on the 14th?
I think we have a 7 and a 7:15 scheduled.
I would suggest 7:05 or 7:10.
Yeah, at 7 o'clock, Peach Street, 7:15, Al Sarabi.
See, both of those have been continued. The one we're talking about is continued.
Yeah,
I don't want to spread them out too much.
we got any idea, is this Peach Street moving along, or are they still, they were waiting on planning board, wasn't it?
Yeah, as far as I understand, both of those, Peach Street and Starlight Drive, will be moving forward. They're both being presented by Dan Merrickin.
All right, why don't we make it 7:20? We can get those two done first. Since they're both Dan American, you said,
That's correct, yes. Legacy Engineering.
rather than put something in between. So 7:20,
Okay.
someone make that a motion.
I'll
So
move.
move.
Oh, second.
Okay, all in favor? Dean,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Aye.
Jack, aye. Okay, so that's 7:20. What is this? Mill complex, okay. All right. And the next one is at 7:10, so we have minutes, we have the executive session minutes. So we don't want to move those.
I'll move them.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Bailey,
Aye.
Dean,
Aye.
Doug,
Abstain.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Abstain.
and Jack, aye. What is the process? Now we've approved them. Now what happens to that since we approved them? They're still released to the public. Is that correct?
That's correct. Because it's still an ongoing sensitive issue.
Okay, so that stays
Yep, until you
from
release it.
public until it is the issue, whatever it is resolved. Is that correct?
Correct, that's right.
Okay. Okay. Valerie, you're aware of that?
I am.
Okay, good enough. And we have minutes from the May 26th meeting. Is that the one, or?
Well, you have minutes from June 9th. You just approved the executive session minutes.
Okay, executive session, was that was June 9th also?
Yes.
Okay, would you correct that? It says May 26th.
Oh, yep.
Okay, and the same, it says May 26th on the minutes I have, so this must be June 9th, because you're referencing the agent reported June 9th. So that would also be June 9th? Is that
Right.
correct? Does anybody else, the ones I have, I just made a copy of these, it said May 26th for the date.
Yeah, those are June 9th, though.
They should be, okay, just so you'll make that correction. Okay. Someone want to move the minutes?
I'll move them.
We got a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Dean,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Abstain.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Abstain.
Jack, aye. Okay. All right. And we have the, anything to discuss on the open meeting law, Landis?
Only that, you know, so the commission can meet on July 14th in person. I think we talked about this last time, so we're planning on meeting at Town Hall on July 14th. Is that
Okay,
good?
somebody will open the door.
What's the address there?
What's the address?
I forget where it is.
Big brick building.
Look for geese, they'll lead you there. So,
You lost your
We're
head,
gonna-
Dean. Oh, there it is.
are we a normal meeting room, or is there anything different than what we had been doing way back?
I think it should be it should be the normal meeting room. It should be fine.
Are masks required?
Not if you're fully, we go by the state and CDC requirements. So if
Just for you, Doug.
you're vaccinated and you're good.
I
I'm
don't
good.
know where the normal meeting room is. I've never been there before.
I know. I've never seen you or Dean in person at a meeting, so this should be interesting. Well, so 135 School Street, room 112. It's on the first floor, towards the town administrator's office. Have you been to town hall?
Yes, thank you.
Probably when you do the agenda, Valerie, if you just make sure that we are going to be in that room, so you'll list there where it is, in case there's any change.
Yep, can do.
Okay, sounds good. So 7:10.
So at this point there, the town hall, I think there's 2 rooms, the main meeting room and another room perhaps that has the ability to do hybrid meetings. I don't, unless it comes up that there's someone that, from the audience or something that really can attend, then we could always offer that. And that's the way it is right now. I've heard that it is possibility that it may change to requiring hybrid meetings, but that hasn't changed yet. But it also, the tolling, so the ability for the permits not to expire is still in place until April 2022, if it doesn't change.
Okay. Anything else? We ready to move on here?
We can move on.
Okay. Town of Walpole Conservation Commission, 135 School Street, Walpole, Mass. 02081. Public notice, Town of Walpole Conservation Commission. Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing for the purpose of gathering public comment on revisions to the stormwater and erosion control bylaw regulations and the Walpole Wetland Protection Bylaw regulations. Public hearing on the above matter will be held in the Walpole Town Hall, 135 School Street, Walpole, Mass., January 22nd, 2022, beginning 7 p.m. All interested person requested to be present. And the hearing has been opened and continued. So, Landis, where do we
Yes.
stand on this right now?
So I know at the last meeting, I was gonna have everything prepared for a final vote tonight, but I don't. So I would like another continuance to July 14th to do any final edits and comments, get, if anyone has any other comments, and to meet with town council. So if you can extend it to the May 14th meeting,
July 14th?
July 14th, going back in time here. Yeah, maybe at 7:30.
Okay, is there any questions or comments at this point from anybody? That make anything, Dean,
No questions?
Bailey,
No questions.
Doug?
The only thing in the back of my mind was my concern I voiced earlier that the total number of dump truck loads of fill allowed seemed like a very high number, but I don't know if that's something we need to worry about or not, but that was my only concern.
I think it's in the regulations, in the bylaw. So if we change, they have, the regulations of the bylaw need to agree. So if we're going to do anything about that, we'd have to change the bylaw, which means we have to go to town meeting. So we decided we would put that aside at the moment and decide how we wanted to address that in the future. But we can address them both at the same time if we decide to change that. Is there
Okay.
anything else to add to that, Landis?
No, that's correct. And bylaw changes are made in the spring, so that would be spring town meeting, if we wanted to do that. So we
Okay.
would know, we would need to start that. I think the warrant for spring usually comes out pretty early, around January, something like that. So we'd have to make the decision at that point if we want to go to town meeting, change the
Okay.
bylaw.
Then I have a question. Do we have a mechanism for somehow penciling that into January for discussion at our 2 January meetings? Because I'm just afraid 6 months from now it'll be out of sight, out of mind. We'll have forgotten it. Maybe Doug won't have, but we might all have. And I'm just wondering, is there a way to kind of get that penciled in for January so that it
Well,
suddenly
we would want to start the process actually much earlier than January, because I think the warrant opens then, and it opens and closes really quickly. So if we were planning on getting on the warrant, then we would have to start the process much earlier. So
Well, then whatever the month is, I'm just thinking it needs to be penciled onto someone's calendar.
We should
Okay.
probably begin the discussion in November. We have one meeting in November and one in December.
So if maybe
So-
Valerie could just almost like write it into the November agenda right
So,
now.
yeah,
Then
I think we should start the process of what, if we want to do anything, we should start in November of that, yes, we want to do something, and then decide for the December meeting what we want to do. So it's ready, ready to go on the warrant in January. Because there is, as Lana said, there usually is not a lot of time for, and the way we meet is things can get tight. So I think if we note for discussion in November. Valerie, you've got that noted down?
I have it.
Good. Thank you. Anything else, Betsy?
No,
Emilio?
No comment.
Al?
Has there been any discussion on starting a stormwater utility to raise money to do some of these things? You know, that's what they're talking about. Has there been any discussion in town hall?
There's been some discussions between, me and Mr. Mattson, and it's something that he realizes does need to happen at some point. But no formal path yet to do that. I think just, with the pandemic and budget issues and all that, but we've talked about it.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah. It's good. I agree. It's going to need to move forward sometime soon.
Okay. And that's it. I don't have anything else at this point. So we will continue this until July 14th at, what was that, Landis, 7:30?
7:30.
Someone make that a motion?
I'll move it.
Second,
We got a second? Okay. All in favor? Dean,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio?
Aye.
Betsy?
Aye.
Al?
aye.
Jack, aye. Okay. What the heck was that? Anything on the enforcement orders? Anything new? See, you got a couple of comments. But
The only thing on the enforcement order, I have nothing new from Wall Street Development. And for Palmer Street, I did go out there today and they had planted the trees for the restoration project. Everything looked good. I met Tom Palmer out there and I can remember Mr. McGrath, I think from Neponset. And we all agreed everything looked good. I'm recommending at least a year to watch to make sure that nothing has to be replanted, as well as to keep the erosion control in place because the understory is pretty much not stable yet. So, but other than that, they put a good foot forward and planted really good sized trees. So it's looking much better.
okay.
And as far as Brookside Village, so I believe there's Mike Curatola's, I see he's on board tonight. I know they also have a request for a certificate of compliance. And when I went out and did a site visit, he attended, and I felt there were still issues that hadn't been addressed that need to be discussed. So I asked someone to come to a meeting tonight to discuss those issues. I know Mr. Truax said he couldn't attend, but looks like Mike Curatola is here this evening.
Yes, I am.
Okay, this is which site, Landis?
Sure. This was Brookside Village, off of Pine Street. It's a condominium, where the issues that were left over were the plan showed a interlock concrete wall, and they constructed a rock wall instead. They did come before the commission for a minor modification. The commission agreed that a minor modification was okay, but when we went out and did a site visit, there were some areas of the wall that were where it looked like some erosion was occurring and that the wall needed additional work so there wouldn't be erosion or sedimentation or it being, kind of, it needed to be a little more stable, as well as the top of the wall. The grass hadn't come in and it was sloping sloping towards the wall, which I think was also an issue with the erosion. Some of the roof drains hadn't been infiltrated into the system as shown on the plan. And then some of the units looked like the roof infiltration went into a pipe that came out of the side of the infiltration basin, while on the plan it showed that it connected to PVC pipe and then discharged the basin through the main flow structure. Do you remember going out there and taking a site visit now? I'm not sure if you were there, Jack. I know Betsy
No,
was
I
there.
don't think I made a site visit there.
Okay.
But things are progressing slowly.
No, things are progressing. So the grass on top of the wall had come in and looked really good. There was at least one spot I noticed where it looked like the water had been cutting some of the grass and discharging over the wall. But then the PVC pipe from the roof drain was still coming out of the side of the infiltration basin, except there was some riprap put in place. My concern was that could be an erosion issue, and it wasn't. That's not how it was shown on the plan. It was not designed that way. The wall itself, it wasn't really clear to me. I thought that they were going to fortify the rock wall a bit, putting smaller size stone in between the larger stones, so there wasn't as much gap in between where erosion appeared to be occurring.
Okay, so
Landis?
we're still waiting for this to be completed.
Hello, Landis?
Go ahead.
I think
Mr.
Mike wants to say something, so you want to
No,
hear
go
what
ahead.
he has to say?
Go
Yes,
ahead.
please. So looking at the items that you had put down, there were 5 items. The first one being the roof drainage pipe into the basin rather than connected to the manhole as shown, along with some other the roof drains. Presently, wouldn't it basically be doing the same thing if you put it into the manhole? It goes out into the basin, which this is doing anyway. And now that everything is stabilized, in order to actually put those pipes directly into the manhole, will unstabilize things that have already taken very well. We do have contracted out somebody to chink the wall, putting small stones. We just got a price from somebody, and we are willing to do that. And along with that, what they were planning on doing is any of the areas that had eroded on top, which are few, they were going to put some gravel and put some sod. So it would take immediately. And then one of the other items was asking about the grade at the top of the wall. That grade was put in the as-built, which we furnished to the town and to conservation. And according to Rob Truex, that the grade was the proper grade. If you look at the as-built. And then the other condition number 5, the compliance regarding the transfer of the stormwater management responsibility. that has been issued, that's been done, that's been completed in the new homeowners association. That's been transferred to them.
So we need a name and contact for those that
Yeah, we can
transfer
give
for
you-
now the
we can-
responsible party.
Yes, we can furnish that to you.
Because I know we got that quite a while ago, and I don't know if something is different or anything.
Yeah,
So I just
we
like
can update.
everything together with the request for certificate of compliance in case things have
So we
changed.
can, yeah, we can update that.
Great.
How do you feel about rather than unstabilizing something that's pretty stable now, those pipes below that wall? Do you really see that there's much of an issue, that it's basically doing the same thing as connecting it to the manhole?
I guess at this point, because it's been my concern at the time was the pipe was just coming out of the side of the infiltration basin, and just the flow of the water coming out of that pipe eroding that portion of the side of the basin. But looks like since then some large riprap stone were put in place, which will help slow the water down. But I guess at this point it would make more mess, but it was brought up when things weren't all nice.
Right,
So,
stable.
but,
Right.
I would not take issue with how you have it now. It's not a big issue. I think getting the wall a little more, I don't know if stable is really the right word, but as we discussed and as you just pointed out, having someone come in and put smaller stones in the holes in the wall so that the dirt behind the wall isn't coming out and causing potential problems.
Yes.
So when are you scheduled to do that?
We can get them in there, I would say within 2 weeks. Or less, no more than 2 weeks. We'd like to take care of this, as quickly as possible so
Okay.
we can satisfy the board and get us our certificate of compliance.
Yep, so their next meeting is July 14th, so if you can take care of that and give me a call before the next meeting.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay, anybody have any questions on the commission? Dean, any questions or comments?
Nope.
Bailey,
No questions.
Doug,
No questions.
Medio? Medio. We lose the Medio.
Here I am. Yeah, sorry, I'm having trouble
Any questions?
with my internet connection. No comments.
Okay, Betsy?
Yeah, could I just get Landis to confirm that the slope in the as-built is what it was supposed to be? Because we didn't think it was. And also, weren't some of those roof drains just going straight out onto the ground? Or has that been dealt with?
That
We
has
have-
been, sorry, go ahead, Mike.
We placed the riprap, as Landis had pointed out.
Right, I think Betsy's referring to some of the roof drains hadn't been sumped in yet. So my observation was that they were all completed now.
Oh, yes, yes.
As far as the top of the wall, the as-built does show that the top of the wall is consistent with the plan. And I think that before, I think because there was partially because no grass and it was eroding, it does look, I don't know if they went in there and smoothed out the top at all, but to me it looked flatter in some areas. But I'll look at the as-built plan and the original plan again, but it looks much better if you go out there, Betsy.
Okay.
Because it's thicker grass, so you're not having the rain hit at the top where the units are, where the houses are, and then fly down a small slope, which is just dirt. It's now grass, so the water's slowing down considerably.
Anything else, Betsy?
No, thank you.
Al?
Does the pipe that doesn't conform to the original plan, does it show up? Which way does it show up in the as-built plan?
So the original plan had all the roof drains tying into a PVC pipe and then that going to a manhole and then discharging to the basin. The way it is, and it's shown on the as-built plan, is the first 1 or 2 units going to a PVC pipe that comes out the side of the basin. That is the way it's shown on the as-built plan with riprap now.
Okay, as long as it's riprap
Yeah.
and it shows on the as-built plan, I guess that's okay. The business of showing what was really constructed is important to be on the plan. So that in the future time, when somebody is looking for how to solve a problem, they know which is which there.
Right, and as long as the new parties that are responsible for the O&M of the stormwater system, they understand that they need to maintain the stormwater system on an annual basis and supply us with a report saying what they've done and how everything is being maintained. And we're going to keep up with that a lot better now than has in the past. So that's a requirement.
Okay. We have people who are tuned into our meeting. Is anybody interested in, have any comment on this issue? Okay. All right. So this will be on our agenda then for the July 14th to consider your certificate of compliance then. Okay.
Thank you.
We have a request for an extension.
Could I get back to enforcement orders though? Do we actually have a next date for Wall Street development, or is it just totally up in the air?
We gave them wanted a response either for this meeting or our next meeting. So I
Can
guess
Valerie tell us which it is? Were they going to be at this meeting?
Not this meeting.
Thank goodness, huh? Okay, so they're going to be on the agenda for next meeting?
they'll be on the agenda, and I believe we told them at their last meeting that they had to give them a choice of showing up to discuss this at either of these next 2 meetings. And I think as I recall, that's what we
Yes.
put that, the way we put that to both Mr. Petrosi and Mr. Truax. So I would expect that we would hear from them. I believe we said if we don't hear from them, they will be subject to a fine. I think it's without looking at the minutes, but I think that's what we decided. So we can review that just to make sure if we hear from them by the 14th, fine. If we don't, then we can proceed. Okay? That answer your question then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Brooks, excuse me, Mike Curatolo, Brookside again. So we're on for the next meeting then, for the 14th?
Yeah, hopefully everything is, you've done what you said you would do.
Yep.
And we'll review that, the elevation of the wall,
Okay,
where that agrees.
thank you.
Okay. We had a request for an extension for 18 Industrial Road.
Yes.
Well, so we're doing an 18-month extension, is that?
Yeah, town council recommends that even though the tolling for any permit that was in existence prior to March 10th in good standing, March 10th, 2020, falls under the tolling period, that their permit cannot expire, that just continuing to issue extensions anyways just makes it cleaner.
Okay, so we're extending it for how
You
long?
can extend it for 18 months.
18 months. Okay, someone want to make that a motion?
I'll
So
move it.
moved.
Second then.
Okay, all in favor? Dean,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Emilio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Mel,
Aye.
Jack, aye. Okay.
So essentially with the extensions, there's sort of a formula depending on when it expires, they get up to 462 days extended beyond their expiration date. But I think with the extending permits 18 months like which we have been, we're fine. We just have to keep track of and give people a little more latitude with those permits that are in existence prior to March 10th, 2020. Permits that were issued during the pandemic after March 10th, 2020, and between June 15th, 2020, they do not get extra time.
Okay, so you're keeping track of that in the office?
Yeah, yes, yep,
Okay.
fun stuff.
Well, just gotta make sure you keep busy.
Yeah.
And you got Lost Brook Trail. That sounds like that's progressing.
Yep, that's progressing nicely as well. They did the plantings, they put in the posts and plaques, and everything looks good. And even the rest of the buffer zone is starting to come back. And because it's an uneven ground, it looks, it looks natural. So
Okay,
they did a nice job.
good. Is there anything else then on here? Oh, we have the superseding orders. Anything? You went to a hearing, was that June 9th?
Yeah, I listened into the pre-conference meeting with DEP and the applicant who's appealing, and the SORAD is in stay at the moment, and they are filing pre-trial documents. And I think I wasn't totally clear with that. She didn't say a specific date, but I think it's sometime in August. I did send the information that was provided today from the applicant to town council. Just wanted them to take a look at it to see if the Conservation Commission should file anything. The way I understand it is, so DEP is, their SORAD is upholding in the Wetlands Protection Act regulations that it states that the Neponset River is a river from beginning to end and therefore has a riverfront area. So the ORAD should include riverfront. The applicant is saying that it's not a body of water that has riverine characteristics, so therefore it's not a river with a riverfront area. So I wasn't sure. I wanted to get an opinion from town council that since the Conservation Commission's ORAD stated both of those items, if the commission needs to support their opinion that we consider that the Bird Pond Neponset River has riverine characteristics. Because
Okay.
DEP is not going to fight for that.
Okay, so we're waiting to hear back from town council?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, is there anything else? Okay, I guess, yeah, we've got Burns Avenue, I see on here. There's nothing new on Burns Avenue appeal.
Nothing new on Burns Avenue.
Okay,
No.
all right. Anybody have anything else?
Is there anyone else in the audience that has anything to say? Guess not.
Okay. Then our next meeting is it July 14th? Was that the date? Yes.
That is the date,
Okay,
my half birthday.
okay.
Just saying.
Well, it's got to be sometime, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Someone want to make motion to close the meeting?
I'll move to close the hearing, or the meeting, rather.
Second.
And we have a second. All in favor? Dean,
Aye.
Bailey,
Aye.
Doug,
Aye.
Radio,
Aye.
Betsy,
Aye.
Al,
Aye.
Jack, aye. Okay, good night, everybody. Thanks.
Okay, good night.
Okay.
Aye.
Thank you.
Good night, gang.
Oh, bad.